There's a message today of a lot of changes that have happened. These changes are changes that you've made to your mental health, maybe even your physical health, but this is major changes. I was told to take this one. These are major changes that you have made that have caused people to treat you different. Okay, some people may be treating you different in a sense that they like you more, they think that you're a better person now, maybe the way that they treat you is less judgmental or maybe more compassionate. But there may be others who don't like the new and improved you. So some of the experiences that you could be going through at this time is a little bit of backlash, people not understanding why you've decided to change so much, and there may be conversations that are going to be had. Either way it goes, this is a big time of pushing through, being the change that you wish to see in others is what else I'm hearing. And being unstoppable, which is the second I am affirmation that came out. So let's see what Spirit has for us today. I feel like there is a lot of positive changes that are in the midst of happening. Most of these changes are because of the positivity that you've put into so much change. So congratulations, guys. That's a good place to be. Let's see which cards I start out with today. Okay, I'm going to start out with my new cards, which doesn't surprise me. Anytime I get new cards, it seems like they like to use those. So let's see what kind of messages Spirit has for us today. These will be messages for all those who are already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process. It'll be messages in hope, change. I heard revolution. Anyhow, let's see what kind of messages Spirit has for us today. So the need for going and connecting in the forest. This is with trees. This is also with animal spirit guides. This is a message that came out a couple days ago. So the need for continuing to get out into nature, continuing to connect with the trees, the forest, the animals of the forest is something that is definitely needed. Spirit is also saying there needs to be a fire lit under your ass, or either in the moment Spirit is leading you to experiences that are bringing more passion into a situation. This could be passion in a situation with connection. This could also be passion in a certain situation with a person, a career path, your spiritual journey, or what have you. I do feel like many of you, this passion could be revolving around connection with the ancestors, learning to connect deeper with them, doing things like connection with trees, walking sticks, connection with crystals and certain flowers or certain trees. But I'm feeling like even a connection with the elementals is something that is needed or important at this time. Yes, they're saying. I do feel like many of you are realizing that you're no longer the wounded healer. Instead, you are this healer that is changed, charged, revamped. So the things that you are now putting into place, teaching others, the information that you're sharing with others and things like that are coming from a place of a healed healer, a somebody who's very passionate to help others is what I'm feeling. But I'm getting this sense that many of you that are watching this right now have been on this healing journey for quite some time, to where 3, 4, 5, there's almost no healing left to do. Not that there's not always healing to do, because there's always new situations that we can always evolve from and things like that. But I feel like, you know, the trauma that had been caused during your childhood, the programming that maybe you had learned during childhood with your family and friends, maybe churches taught you certain things that, you know, are now no longer a truth. So I feel like there's been this major shift to where you are now becoming very passionate about sharing what you've learned, how you've learned it, and helping others to incorporate it into their life so that they can change and transform as well. I do feel like many of you are stepping into your personal power, very connected with the ancestors at this time, also getting very connected with the animal spirits as well as nature spirits. So many of you, this connection with nature is taking you to a new level of existence, a new level of being, a new level of understanding. I am feeling a lot of change revolving around the people around you. So if many of the people around you are seeing you as somebody different, maybe they do or don't like the new you, whatever it may be, they are still kind of curious as to how they can change themselves to be that way. So for some of them, that may be judging you, or maybe making sly comments that are making you feel as if they're judging you. It's because of jealousy, or it's because they wish to be more like you. I do feel like there's an energy of a little bit of standoffish energy. So those that are around you may even be a little bit standoffish because they don't know how to what am I trying to say? They don't know how to engage with you in a way that they had before. So things just feel different. I even feel a little bit of silly type of energy. So it's almost like people may be trying to be silly or act different than they normally do because they feel like they need to act different around you. And what I'm feeling is this is even something that you're teaching people, that it's okay. You don't have to change for me. However, I'm going to continue to change. So here's the kicker, though. I believe that even though these people don't realize the changes that are taking place in them, you have triggered an awakening in them. So some of this jealousy or some of this energy of not liking the new you is due to there's a change happening in them. So we do have Thunder Drum, which instantly makes me feel like some of you are in the midst of learning to call on the energy of the elements to cause storms, to make it rain, to make the sun come out. I mean, there's multiple ways in which you're connecting with the elements and using them to your benefit. I do feel like some of you are realizing that you have more power than what you thought that you had, and even maybe some of this power is starting to show and kind of leak over into your family and friends and when you're hanging out with them, and that's making them feel a little bit uncomfortable too. You got to remember that a lot of people don't realize the power that we have. Anybody has. They have it as well. It's about opening up that and honoring it. But what I feel like is most of the people that are around us do not see the power that we truly have as a human race. And so this is about learning to adjust, learning to still share your truth with others. And even if it seems as if people aren't taking the information that you're giving them and doing something with it, guess what? It's still triggering them into an awakening, 7-11, that is going to be beneficial for those and all involved. I feel like many of us are in the need of connecting deeper with nature, maybe even sun gazing, drawing down the moon, connecting with thunderstorms is what I am feeling, which has been something I've done for the last 2 days. It's very powerful when you use it as a form of cleansing the aura. It's very, very powerful. So some of you need to do that. Am I supposed to continue with these as well? Okay. Which cards do I go to, please? What other messages do you have for us, please, for all those who are already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process? I even get a sense that some of you have triggered awakenings in people that have caused them to be in solitude. Maybe you even feel like this person, 808, no longer likes you. This could be just a friendship, a romantic partner, somebody that you've started to get engaged with because of your spiritual journey, and all of a sudden they've backed away from you. They have distanced themselves from you, and this is because of the awakening that they're going through. It's made them feel a little bit indifferent about how they're feeling. The awarenesses that are being brought to them has shaken them up, so to speak. A lot of people are up in their head and wondering, why is this happening to me? Why am I all of a sudden feeling this way? Why am I being led to study and learn about different things that has to do with spirituality? And I just feel like a lot of people are feeling out of sorts because this is new to them. It's not something that they're normally engaged in, but I feel like even though it's new to them, many of these people that have been triggered into an awakening are enjoying the awakening. Even though it's challenging, they're becoming more passionate about it. They're learning that if they follow the guidance of their heart, their discernment of spirit, that it's 909 leading them to things that are more truthful, that they're finding out was more truthful than the things that maybe they had learned as a child or what have you. So a lot of programming is being brought to the surface, cleared, and changing. So we do have one more, thank you. We do have the Five of Trees, which tells me that some of you feel like you're being limited. This could be limited by your beliefs is what I am feeling. Now, this could just feel like you're limited in the way that you're able to help people because people are isolating, they're moving away as soon as they're being triggered into an awakening. So you're feeling like you're limited by what you can teach them, what you can do for them, or what have you. But Spirit is saying that some of you that feel that way, it's not that you're limited. It's just at this time, this is all that you needed to do is just be present, awaken them. You don't even have to really say or do anything. It's just about being you. So I do feel like many of you are in this state of learning that you don't have to heal everybody, but just the triggering of the awakening 1010 was enough for them. Some of you are limited by the beliefs that you have about helping others as well. So this is one of the things that some of you could be experiencing at this time is a collapse of the ego. The ego is that part of you that tells you if you do this or you do that, that it's just going to hurt you, that you're not going to get very far. And it usually has something to do with connection from a trauma from the past or a situation that was not in alignment with what God really had for you, but it was meant to help you to learn things so that you can move forward and evolve. The moon tells me that there's some illusional type of energy. This energy, I do feel like for many of you is the way that you feel like people feel about you because they're walking away or they're distancing themselves for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, whatever it may be. It's making you feel as if you're the problem. But the problem isn't that there is a problem. The problem is that there is an awakening. And this awakening is triggering whoever it is that's walking away, distancing themselves or what have you, to have to take a look at some things about themselves. 1111, a big time spiritual awakening for those who you're triggering. But it's making them have to take a look at themselves. They're having to change character assets or character defects and tap more into their character assets. They're having to change certain aspects of themselves that they didn't like or that other people didn't like so that they can be a better person. This is a hard thing to do in itself because it makes you feel guilty for the person that you were, or maybe there's just all kinds of emotions that may come up with it. But some of these people who have been triggered are now realizing we're coming into like a new week, maybe a couple days away from when they are isolating, to where you're realizing they're going through an ego death. Ego deaths are always hard. It makes us feel like we don't know if we're really connected. It makes us feel like the connection that we do have isn't very strong, or that we're getting mixed information or what have you. It makes us all up in our head, having a lot of racing thoughts or a lot of moments where we just don't know if we're coming or going, feeling like our life is turned upside down. 1212. However, in the midst of all of this, ego death is a major transformation that is helping you to become a better person, or helping those people to become a better person. I feel like many of you are looking from the outside in. You are the healer. You are the triggerer, the person that triggered this person into an awakening in the first place, or these people is what I'm hearing. So you're having to put up with seeing the ego death going around them. You're also having to put up with people's attitudes and judgments towards you or the situation at hand. But I do feel like it's making you become even more passionate to help these people to get to the next level of their journey, to get past this ego death. For some of these people, this is their first ego death ever. It may feel like a dark night of the soul. It may feel like, Spirit is not listening to them or with them or what have you. But what I feel is it's quite the opposite way, that the way in which Spirit is getting to them is through the ways in which you're triggering them, through things that you're saying, things that you're doing, just being you, maybe even. Either way it goes, I feel like there's a change and a turn, maybe in a few days or a few weeks, to where these people who have isolated you come back and say, okay, I don't know what the hell's been happening with me. I know that you're a spiritual person. I've been feeling like maybe I'm going through an awakening. Can you help me with this? Can you help me to understand what I'm going through? And I feel like the majority of you have the right answers to give these people, which is in turn going to help them to awaken even more so. They're telling me another card. So the King of Hearts tells me that some of these people that are being triggered into an awakening are starting to realize the powerful healer that they truly are. Doesn't mean that these people are going to become healers and have a practice where they're healing people like I do. This means that these people are people who learned that they have the power to change any aspect of their thoughts, any aspect of their physical life. Maybe even they're realizing that they have the power to change a lot of things physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and they're learning to do so. 1411. I feel like you are the healer that is helping them to learn that they are a healer as well. However, You're going to be very much needed. There's going to be people who have left you, who have isolated you, who have made you feel like they were no longer your friends or family member, or they didn't want to be in your life because they backed away. But remember, this backing away was because this triggering of the awakening was so charged up. It was so strong that it made them really feel like they're going through a state of shock. So when we go through that state of shock and we feel like Spirit is not listening, or our prayers aren't being answered, or we're just very confused about where we're at in our journey, then we isolate. That's completely what we're meant to do. The Ace of Hearts tells me that this is a time of learning about unconditional love, compassion, non-judgmental energy. I do feel like many of you are coming from this wounded healer type of energy into this powerful, balanced out, harmonious type of healer, 15-15, where things are just very aligned in your life and seemingly balanced out, harmonious, or what have you. Even if every area of your life isn't, it seems like things are becoming more effortless. It seems like things are just flowing and you're in a process of allowing. This is exactly where I've been. Expect that there's a lot of changes and transformations with multiple people around you right now. Yes, yes, yes. Which cards do I go to, please? Thank you. What other messages do you have for us, please? For all those who are already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process, please. What other messages do you have for all those who are already aware? Thank you. There is a union that's happening between higher self and self. So this is the physical self and the spiritual self, where there is an alignment that is happening. For many of you, this is because of multiple changes that you have made to make things better or to change things for the better, which tells me that, you know, this is a time of coming up. This isn't going to resonate for all of you. However, for some of you who has been on this journey for quite some time, there is a union that is happening, and there is a feeling of alignment. Okay, alignment with a divine life purpose or a calling. But really, I feel like things are being revamped. I feel like things are just becoming more harmonious for multiple people that are watching this. For those of you who don't feel like this is resonating with you, this is an energy of an alignment happening between the heart and the mind. So where you're not overthinking as much and you're more into your spiritual internal knowings, that claircognizance about yourself, maybe even using your discernment of spirit, is deepening at this time. But there's definitely a change or a revamping of and a development of these qualities or these gifts. Copper, no, no, no. Copper, no, no. What other messages do you have for us, please, for all those who are already aware they're on an ascension journey and going through an awakening process? Am I supposed to continue? Thank you. Copper, no. No, buddy. Okay, so the Divine Feminine is all about a connection with the void. For some of you, this is referring to connection with 0 point energy. I feel like this is those of you who are already feeling that energy of allowing, that energy of harmony and balance, feeling like you're more in your personal power now than you ever have been. This is the card that is going to resonate with you probably the most, because you're feeling like things are just flowing. You're probably in a state of manifesting things very rapidly. All these negative type of emotions or thoughts that you have had in the past are now of the past. These are things that once they come, they're instantly shut down or instantly shut out or what have you. You're going through an initiation at this time where you're learning about the legacy in which you want to leave. What kind of person do you want people to think of you as when you die? This is the person that you're becoming at this time, or you've already became, and people are starting to see. It makes people uncomfortable because they are so used to the old you. The new and improved you is so different that they're just like, who is this person that I now know? Do I even know them anymore? So some of you are rebuilding connections with others who are going through ego deaths, who are going through these major transformations of being the change that they wish to see in others. Instead of you being the change that you wish to see in others, it's now their turn to be that change. You have already been that change, and you still are that change. And now people are wanting to mirror or be like you. So this is the legacy that you're leaving, and it's helping others to find the legacy that they want to leave. I do feel like many of you are just in this state of knowing. You know what your next steps are. 1919, you know exactly what you're meant to do, how you need to do it, and so on and so forth. These illusions are more for those of you who are going through the ego death, maybe even a little bit of a dark night of the soul, or what have you. I'm feeling a lot of like supernatural magic. You're probably seeing a lot of like flashing lights. Maybe you're connecting with the sounds of angels or other beings. I mean, this could go so far and wide, but there's a connection that is definitely happening at this time where, for those of you who are in balance and harmony, you feel this connection constantly. It's an all the time thing. This is me. That's the way where I'm at. But for some of you, you're going through an initiation that is taking you there. This ego death, this seeing these illusions, getting connected with your ancestors, you know, bringing on this passion about changing and doing whatever it takes to change, learning whatever you have to learn. Also going through an ego death that is telling you that you're only limited by what you think you're limited by. So there's a lot of changes that are happening to the mind, which is bringing in alignment between the heart and mind. So there's an initiation that's happening for a lot of you. Which brings me to the bottom card, which is a card of magic. This card is a card of harmony, balance, alignment, accomplishment is what I am hearing. So things are starting to... I feel like there's certain areas of our life where things are starting to fill out, so to speak, where you felt like there was things that were not happening. 2102, there is now things that are happening, and you're starting to see fulfillment in those areas. Yes, yes, yes. I was told to get a couple of the Starseed cards, so let's see what they have to say. What other messages do you have for us, please? Yeah, so we have two cards that are talking about the void. The void is feminine energy. This is that energy that taps you into your connection with intuition, your deep internal knowings, your discernment of spirit, that nurturing aspect of yourself, that part of yourself that is highly intuitive and highly connected. This is that part of you. This is also that part of you that is connected with your emotions. And this could be in any way. This could be in a negative way. It could be in a positive way. But whichever way it is for you, it's either helping you to stay in alignment with the positive way in which you're nurturing yourself and others, or maybe it's taking you out of that. You know, maybe you're one of those people that don't nurture yourself and others. So the experiences that you're learning right now is helping you to become in more alignment with your divine feminine energy. Yes, yes, yes. Some of you are meant to connect with 0 point energy through meditation. So closing your eyes, getting into like sacral and root chakra area, setting intentions by just saying, I intend on connecting with 0 point energy. And then when you get to there, you'll know, because you won't no longer feel your physical body. You will just be in a black space. You might feel like you're in a completely void place, but at the same time feel like it's a place of everything all at the same time as well. So this is a place where you feel it all, but you don't feel it all, where you feel like you're connected, but you feel like you're not connected. It's both types of energies. It's 0 point energy, so it can go both ways. And what I'm feeling is this is a place for many of you to learn to manifest, but also answers are coming in this area. This is an area that when you get there, clarification comes about the part of your journey that you're on at this time. Am I supposed to take both of these? So the Great Severing is talking about a severing of anger or frustrations. This is for those of you who have been going through a dark night of the soul, or feeling like, you know, you just don't know what your next moves are, or maybe you're just in this space of waiting. Either way it goes, I feel like there's a lot of frustration, maybe even confusion around some situations that are happening. But I feel like this confusion is because you're feeding into the illusions of the mind instead of tapping into the internal knowings or the discernment of what the heart is showing you. So a lot of you are softening to love, softening to unconditional love, Christ Consciousness type of love, where you're non-judgmental, you're compassionate toward yourself and others, you're a loving, an unconditional loving type of energy towards yourself and others. And this anger is starting to not vanish, but it's going away in a sense where you feel it, but you don't act out on it. So good place to be. Higher Earth is talking about longing for home. I feel like this is an energy saying that many of us are getting back to our beginning ways of being. And what I'm talking about is, you know, the spiritual ways of being. So many of us are in this energy of learning truth of the matter. So this could be teaching you that things that you've learned in the past are no longer true for you, that they no longer resonate with you. And some of you could be even frustrated or angry that you've learned certain things that are no longer true for you. 24. You got to remember that forgiveness is needed, because those people who taught you these things were taught that as well. So it was a truth for them because it became a truth. It doesn't have to be a truth. 24, guys. Anyhow, I am accomplished. I am unstoppable. I am knowledge. I have all the info I need to solve any challenges before me. Guys, I'm going live at 3:30 on Healings, Readings, Empowerment, and More. That is a group on Facebook. If you're interested in that, make sure that you're asking to be a member, or I will not see your comments until after I've gone live and shared the video. So please make sure to ask before I do that. Third eye chakra. Wisdom, insight, spiritual connection is deepening. I am awareness. Clairvoyant abilities are developing. I am connected with discernment. Use that discernment, guys. Trust it. I was given 2 more. I am awakening to oneness. I can hear the language of the plant and tree beings. The universe speaks to me in multiple ways. I am the creator. The creator is me. And I will rest as I experience ascension symptoms, for with them also comes growth. My soul knows this. I hope that you guys got something out of this reading. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, putting a comment in the comment as a way of helping me to get into the algorithm so that more people see these videos and I'm able to help them to ascend just as well as I have you. I hope that you guys have a wonderful and a very safe holiday tomorrow. Much love to you. Bye.